You're listening to The Audacity Effect, where bold moves, real talk, and zero permission slips are just how we do things.
We're Jenna and Kelly, two corporate pros building bigger lives on our terms and helping you do the same.
Whether you're launching something new or burning down what no longer fits,
we've got stories, strategies, and sarcasm to match. Let's get audacious.
Bold moves, real talk, no permission slips. Gotta give them all. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do with this. There is no blueprint, just my audacity. Done with permission. My dreams might need a pivot, might need a new scheme. Call it Audacity Effect.
Are we starting?
Yeah, let's start.
All right.
I'm totally taking some of those outtakes that I just did because there was a lot there, especially that. Oh, hello, people.
Oh, hey.
We're going to talk about something today that goes really good with the crazy laugh.
Yes.
You know, the one that you do when you're like, your
Where
eyes.
people should be afraid.
Yeah, that one. Although I have to confess something before we start that.
Oh, please.
Since you told me that your pet peeve is people opening their mouth when they scratch their eye, I realized that I do that all the time.
Do you really? Oh, no.
I don't even notice that I'm doing it. And I was trying to think what you said. You're like, no, it doesn't make your eye open wider. I'm like, it must. So I was doing it like with and without.
Mhm.
I'm like, no, look, it still opens the same. So it's something I'm working on now.
Okay, well, I appreciate that so much because, girl,
I don't even know why.
I've never seen you do it. And you know how I know I've never seen you do it? Because I would have said,
Remembered. What are you doing?
hey,
No, I go,
why are you doing that like that? Like,
Uh-huh.
what?
and I would be like, what do you mean? I can't open my eye otherwise. Wait, that's not true because I bug my eyes out at people all the time with my mouth like this. So it's not even true. So thank you for bringing that fallacy to my attention.
You're welcome.
Together.
I'm here all week. I am here all week. Oh, man.
Oh, okay. Well, along that line of being a professional advice person, today we will talk about something that perhaps we are not. Well, first of all, we're not medical professionals, so this is not medical advice.
For real.
But yeah. So talk to your own medical people or homeopathic people about things and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think our intent for today is to bring awareness to something that, shockingly, I think a lot of women are not aware of, including myself until recently.
Mm-hmm.
And so we want to kind of talk about what that could look like. I think it's going to be very individual to each person.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so it's twofold, how that might show up for you and things that you can do about it. And like, hey, it's biology. It's not you. You're not crazy. And then also for your partners to kind of be aware of some of those things. If you have a female partner, great. Maybe that's easier. Maybe it's harder. Don't know.
Oh, no. Don't know. We'll need to ask about that. Okay.
Yeah. If you have a male partner and they don't know what's going on, well, maybe here you go.
Here you go. Yeah. All right. So, you guys, we are jumping right into perimenopause. And the thing about perimenopause and menopause, so essentially, and we won't say 100%, but like 99% or so, 95%, let's give a random percentage. But most women go through having a period. A lot of women go through having a baby. And these things are celebrated. And then approximately 100% of women go through perimenopause and menopause, and no one talks about it. And it drives me insane that this isn't a conversation, and also that it's not celebrated. So I just wanted to get that part out because so often when people talk about menopause and perimenopause, it's with the undercurrent of like, this is a bad thing. Like, this is the worst thing that's going to happen to you. As women, like, we are no longer at our prime. We are the downswing of things, like all of the negative connotations you can think of have really been applied to perimenopausal and menopausal women. So I want to start everything by saying, like, if you are going through this, it is not the worst thing that has happened to you. I absolutely promise. It should be celebrated because you have accomplished a lot and your body has done a lot. And up until this point, it is making some really big changes that are likely uncomfortable, but on the other side, it's really good. And so I needed to start by saying that because it pisses me off when I hear people talk about how awful, oh my God, she's at the end of it, blah, blah, blah. A woman's no longer viable, blah, 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 when they are at the end of this thing.
Maybe I'm not viable, but I'm violent. So
Oh my gosh, I am violent. And anyway, I would like for you to do your research too, people, because there's so many studies about how when women get to this point and their estrogen level drops, which we will get into it, the estrogen level and progesterone levels and testosterone levels and all of those things change. What ends up happening, long story short, is the rose-colored glasses come off because we don't have those hormones there making everything rose-colored and comfortable for everyone else. Those go away and you get her. And I don't know why we're not celebrating that.
So what I'm hearing you say is it's time to have some peri parties.
Why aren't we having peri parties?
I don't know, but it seems like something that we could start.
I feel
The
like we
whole
should.
peri party movement.
Yes, we should. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. All right, Jenna, what is perimenopause? Let's just go there.
Well, I've recently learned that it's like all the things that happen leading up to menopause, which I was taught to fear a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no one tells you that, oh, just wait, there's plenty of things that lead up to. It's not like just one day you're like, hello, I am a youthful lady with a bountiful womb, and then poof,
My
I
womb
had
is
bad
dry.
children, blah, right? Like that's kind of how I imagined it in my head. Like you become the witch in the woods. That's like you have arthritis, and you have hot flashes, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yes.
And you are asked to like, well, when did your mom go through menopause? Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole phase before that. And what I think I've started to learn is there's a lot of tools and things that help you manage the transition to the menopause age. And then I think if you handle those things and set yourself up correctly, menopause itself also doesn't have to be this terrible monster where you just randomly sweat through your clothes all the time and you don't sleep for 3 years and you have a really dry vagina.
Yeah, doesn't have to be that. So the definition we have is perimenopause is your reproductive hormones changing, sometimes dramatically, and it can hit your sleep, your mood, your libido, like your energy, weight distribution, periods, skin, joints, even how your brain files words. And the kicker is a lot of women are told it's stress or aging or lack of discipline. Did you know there are over 200 symptoms of perimenopause? Over 200.
100?
Oh, including ear itching. What?
Well, I get itchy ears, but it's because I have wax in them.
No, I have a friend that her ears just itch constantly. Like that's an actual
Council.
thing. Dry eyes.
Yeah.
It's one of the things. Dry eyes. Yeah. It's the most bizarre feeling. And again, I will say this, and we really are gonna get back into it. And I am on a soapbox. Yes, I am, because I feel very strongly
I
about
like you here.
I feel very strongly about the subject that again, there is hardly any research on perimenopause and menopause, and 100% of women go through it. And there are millions upon millions upon millions of dollars on ED disorders, and about 20% of men have that issue. I believe that's the stat that I read. So it is infuriating. It is infuriating because what I have learned, I wish that I would have been able to impart this on my mom
Yeah.
right? Because I watched my mom struggle
Yes.
going through this, and no one was sympathetic to it because no one fucking knew.
I knew. Yeah, I know. I had this conversation with my mom like a couple months ago because I will share some of like the symptoms that I was dealing with that I didn't know. I'm just because I just turned 37, so perfect. I'm like right smack in the
Mhm.
middle of the things, and I was telling her some of the things that my doctor offered, and she's like, I didn't know about any of that, and she had terrible menopause, and I'm sure she had terrible perimenopause, but nobody talks about it. They're just like, "Well, that's you'll just get over it." And meanwhile, I don't think that woman slept for like 10 years. I don't think
Girl,
she slept
it's
through the
so
night.
bad. It is so bad. So, perimenopause is a transition before menopause for those of you that are listening and are not really sure. And menopause is defined retrospectively after 12 months with no period. And so the years leading up to the 12 months with no period is the messy middle. And fun fact, you can go 10 and a half months, have a period, and then it has to start all over again. You wait for, yeah, that's a fun fact. Love that.
Mhm. Or
Mhm.
you take continuous birth control, you don't get your period on a regular basis, so then you're
And then
really
you don't
just
even
like,
know.
"Huh?"
Oh, it's great. It's fun times over here.
But
Yeah.
it's not just like the 12 months leading up to your period stopping, right? I mean, it's
No, it's
like
years.
years and years up until you get to that point where it's like, "Oh, now you can go and collect $200. Welcome, you're in
Mm,
menopausopoly." But
yeah.
before that, you're like in Chutes and Ladders. Yeah.
I think so. This is not, you guys. These are not the statistics. Do not quote me on this, but there is definitely a disparaging number, and the way that, and it's just the three that were mentioned. I watched the M Factor, this documentary on PBS about menopause, and Caucasian women experience perimenopause. I believe they say 3 to 5 years or something like that. And then Hispanic women, Asian women experience perimenopause like 5 to 6 years. And then
Oh, more.
African American women experience perimenopause for 10 years
Huh.
going
Why
through
the
the,
what
the
drives
disparate
the difference?
environmental factors and cultural differences. Mhm.
Interesting.
And also, and we'll do a whole nother episode on how Black women are treated in the healthcare industry and how that is vastly different from how Caucasian women are treated in the healthcare
And
industry.
Caucasian women are treated pretty terribly, so I cannot imagine.
It's really awful. And so, like, all of those things lead into that as well, and socioeconomic things and all kinds of stuff. So,
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Okay,
Well, ugh.
I know.
So okay. So I think a lot of this is driven by hormone changes,
Mhm,
right? As
mhm,
my research has shown. So it's when your estrogen starts to decline. But again, I think in our notes we have estrogen volatility first, which
mhm.
makes sense and I think can create a lot of the different symptoms that you've never experienced before. And how
Yep.
would you know, right? It's just you just start like you said, itchy ears. And then, the progesterone declines from inconsistent ovulation. And I should have done more research on how this if you are taking, like, birth control that sort of regulates some of
Mhm,
that or puts some of that in your body, like, how that does or doesn't contribute,
mhm.
to some of the things and the stuff. Because it's I mean, if you're on birth control, it's making your body sort of think that it's pregnant all the time, kind of, but not really, but kind of. I don't know.
Mhm.
This is not
Mhm,
my
mhm,
non-scientific explanation.
mhm.
So, I just wonder if that I don't think it
Helps.
reduces symptoms necessarily, but perhaps it masks it or they look different. Like, it would be
Mhm,
interesting to do a case
mhm.
study of women in an age range that are on birth control, like hormonal birth control versus those that aren't, and just see if there's any but also it feels so individual. I don't know.
I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so ovulation becomes less predictable. Progesterone, which is largely produced after ovulation, those levels fluctuate. Estrogen can spike and dip unpredictably, and those fluctuations is why your symptoms can feel very random.
Random and it feels, having gone through it, I've started to feel like I was a little crazy.
Sure.
I started to feel like a little wackadoo
Uh-huh.
because something was happening, and I am fortunately very much in tuned with my body, and perhaps that's from the breast cancer, or perhaps it's because I've always just been cognizant of what my body was doing,
Mhm.
because it's just really important to me. But things were happening that I couldn't explain and that didn't make sense. So the sleep quality, which that's the progesterone, and the sleep quality and cycle, like that, yes.
Yep.
And then the estrogen, like that impacts like your temperature regulation, your mood, vaginal urinary tissue, bone metabolism, all of that stuff. So for me, the first thing was I was doing everything I normally would do, like
Mm.
working out and eating. That worked really well for me. And gradually it didn't work at all. And I remember telling you, like, it's so weird because
Mhm.
nothing feels right. Like, I could not put my finger on it,
Yep.
but something was off with my body. It was not reacting the same. I was having protein, and I would do like a fasting workout, which is what I'd always done, a fasting workout, and it worked really well for me. And then I'd eat, and and I'd have great workouts and everything would be great. And all of
Yep.
a sudden, it felt terrible. I felt terrible, and I was exhausted. That's how it felt.
Fun.
It was random, literally one day. I was like, "What is this? What is this happening to me?" So, yeah,
Uh,
that's how it looked for me. That was the beginning of it. Well, how did it start for you? Like, what did you notice?
Again, I'm a very routine person. I do everything pretty much the same, and I started waking up at, like, 2 or 3 in the morning or just, like, not I could fall asleep easy, but I just woke up, and then I'd be awake, and it's very out of character for me.
Mhm,
Girl, like, falls asleep on the floor. So and I started to like, last year, I'd stopped drinking red wine because it was giving me heartburn, and it was making waking me up. So I just sort of I I associated some of the changes to, okay, I'm getting older and my body just can't process, wine or substances or things like it used to be able to, which maybe that's part of it. But I think some of it is because of like the hormonal changes going on.
mhm,
The other thing is I've never been like a small person. I've always been thicker, but I usually have had a fairly flat stomach. And all of a sudden I started getting, which is still kind of working on that now, but like this weird roll of fat right around my middle.
mhm,
What is that? What
mhm,
what are you doing here?
mhm,
That's
mhm.
strange. And then I've always and some of these are hard to notice, right? Because
Yeah.
I've always been obsessed with, fitness and working out and making sure I'm watching what I'm eating. And so again, I assume, well, you just need to not drink as much, or like it's just, your body can't handle that anymore, or well, you're just eating too much and you're not being as disciplined and you probably aren't running as much as you need to. And so that's why you have fat
Mhm,
around your stomach.
mhm,
And then the other big one, which is just putting it out there, like I am super attracted to my husband. I think he's really hot. I just didn't have any interest in having sex.
mhm.
And I talked to my doctor about it, and the first doctor I saw was just kinda like, "Well, when women are stressed, that's, like, the first thing to do."
Ugh.
And that was probably the biggest thing that I didn't even tie to any of this because I was beating myself up. I'm like, "I'm gonna ruin my relationship if I can't figure this part out," 'cause that has
Mhm,
nothing to do with him. All of
mhm,
that is great, but
mhm.
I'm like, "There's
Missing.
something wrong with me."
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah,
That
yeah.
was yeah, those were the biggest ones for me.
A lot of people notice, like, differences in their periods,
Mhm.
and I am one of the outliers, I feel. Like, I there was nothing different about my periods, and as a matter of fact, I continued having periods regularly, and then they stopped. There was nothing in between. Like, there was not like a ramp up or a ramp down, like, there was nothing in between. It was like 1 month I had a period, and the next month I was like, "Huh,
That's kind
no
of polite.
period." And then the next month I was like, "No period. Huh, this is so weird." Like, there was never a ramp up or down for me. I also was one of the outliers where I never had PMS or cramps or anything like that. Like, I never had any of those things. And
Oh,
so I would be fine one day, and then I look at my calendar, I'm like, "Oh, tomorrow's the 28th day, and so I guess my period's gonna start," and it would start. Like, I don't know why I was like that.
wow. That's
I
good.
know. It was nice. It was very nice until this started, and then I was like, "What is this feeling?" I feel like a curmudgeon, you know?
Yeah, I've always kind of been one of those, so that wasn't new for me. But uh, yeah, I definitely. Well, that's one of the reasons I've always stayed on birth control because I'm terrified of the crazy PMS
Mhm.
symptoms, and
Mhm.
I have that tendency towards anxiety and stuff, anyways.
Mhm.
So again, I think when you have some of those things that you've struggled with, it doesn't necessarily jump out at you right away that like,
Mhm.
"Oh, no, there's something changing in my body, maybe I need to investigate." You just assume that you are doing something wrong or you are not being enough or you are not being disciplined or you are not or you're doing something that you shouldn't or you're not doing something that you should.
Mhm.
Um, uh, that's how I felt anyway because
Yeah.
what else is this? Like, I'm not old enough to be in menopause, so that's not a thing. So it's just what?
The other but what did ramp up for me, and so it wasn't the indicator that my body was doing something weird wasn't like a sign like maybe I'm in perimenopause. That wasn't it. The sign came for me was the sleep.
Mhm.
And I really had gotten to a point where I prioritized my sleep. I understood the importance of sleep, and I was a 7 to 9 hour sleep person, and that worked for me, and my body knew, like, I could fall asleep, no problem, but it was the night sweats
Ugh.
and then the hot flashes, and so the night sweats I would get, like, incredibly hot, and then I'd throw the covers off, and then I get incredibly cold, and I'd put them back on, and then it was off and on, and I would do that, like, 6 or 7 times a night, and I would wake up every single time, and then the hot flashes, I mean, they came out of nowhere, and that was when I was like, I'm tired, so there, but also, like, I feel crazy, like, why? Because,
Satan is chasing me around with
like,
a
I was like
flamethrower.
and then I would feel like a tingling up like, yes, I feel a tingling up my neck, like, it would start, like, with tingling, so that's how I knew it was coming, and I would panic, and I'd be like, "Oh shit, it's
Mhm.
about to come, it's about to come, it's about to come, it's about" because it feels so bad when it happens, and it is like everything like, I'm on fire, like, I'm burning from the inside out, and then it dissipates.
Mm. Leaving you with nice sweaty clothes.
Oh my gosh, and it was and it was embarrassing. It was really embarrassing. I remember just being so embarrassed because I would get so sweaty, and so I would work, and almost all the work I do, a lot of it is online, is on camera, but at that point, I was going to places speaking, as well, and so right? And so
And then you get anxiety from
w
that.
oh my and I have no problems public speaking, like, none whatsoever,
Mhm.
and so for me to, like, break out in a sweat, it was it it felt humiliating because it's not normalized, we don't talk about it,
Right.
and so and I was mostly in a room full of women, like, it would totally be like, "Girl, I mean, I could have said, I guess, like, ooh, I'm having a hot flash,' but it's not looked upon as normal, and it damn sure isn't celebrated,
No.
you know? You
No.
are shamed into it, and then mood changes. I don't know that I had, like, severe mood changes, but I think this is where the "I don't give a fuck" comes into play.
Which is a
Um,
good thing.
yes, so it wasn't necessarily a mood change, it was a tolerant change for me. Like, my tolerance for bullshit was at an all-time low. Like,
Mhm.
it just got a little bit lower. So it was that for me, less niceties. Like, I was throwing niceties out the window. Like,
Yep.
I didn't give a shit.
Mm.
So, I don't know if that was, like, the mood change, but my give a fuck meter, like, that definitely changed.
Yeah, that's been the meter. I don't know if it's going down or I guess down.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, giving less. I have on our list is, like, brain fog and word finding issues, which is funny because I remember everything. Like, I'm not gonna say I have a photographic memory, but the way I remember things is, like, like, I can see it in my head.
Mhm.
Um, and I've been doing things lately, like, I don't know where I put my keys. I don't know where I, like, put things in the pantry that are supposed to go in the fridge, and that's not me. Like,
Yeah.
usually, Josh is like, "I can't find it." I'm like, "Here it is." And now I'm just, like, wandering around the house. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I can't find such
Yeah.
and such."
Yeah.
That's just not normal
Yeah.
me. But again, I'm like, "Oh, I'm just overtired or I'm too stressed or it's from this," which again, those things are probably contributing. So I
Mhm.
think maybe some of these are because like some of the core issues are your hormones are all changing, which is affecting your sleep, which is affecting your recovery, which of course you're going to have a little foggy brain if you're not getting all the sleep that you need. Your brain doesn't
Yes.
have time to recharge. So I wonder how much of it is just a lot of like how much of it is rooted in that deficit and then it kind of trickles down to everything else.
Yeah. So, what is normal, Jenna, versus, like, get this checked out? Like, I think this is important, and I also before you go into it, also, if this isn't, like, normal for you, like, however minor it is,
Yeah.
trust your knowing
Mhm.
and get it checked out. But
Yep.
what are, like, common, like, expected things?
So, according to our scholarly based research, a cycle irregularity within reason,
Mhm.
which we'll talk about in a minute, I think. Intermittent hot flashes and night sweats, like you mentioned, sleep disruption, some mood volatility, the brain fog, libido changes, and vaginal dryness or urinary symptoms. Those are things that are again, not unexpected as you're leading into the menopause
Mhm.
years. However, a lot of those things I think you can get help for,
Yep.
so you don't just have to suffer through them. So we'll talk about that.
Mhm.
So then what are some of the things and like, look, I have like chilblains on my toes, man. Like I got some weird shit. So that list is not exhaustive.
I would get, like, a random joint pains, like, that was
Yes.
one of the
I
things.
have like carpal tunnel bad now or like wrist
Yes,
pain.
I would wake up will never forget, I would wake up and my ankles would be sore, and I was like, "We did our upper body yesterday. So, was I standing wrong? I don't think I was standing wrong, like, what happened?"
Got up from your sleep and ran around and did ankle exercises.
Or, like, randomly, my knee feels, like, all jacked, and I'm
Mhm.
like, "What did I do?" I
I
don't
I
remem I
I
woke up.
alived.
Yes, like, I just like, so, yes, that is another thing too. What are some of the things that you 1000%, like, if they go through, like, get it checked out?
So, if you have heavy bleeding between periods, prolonged bleeding, even if it's quote unquote normal, I think there's like iron deficiencies and things that might need
Mhm,
to be addressed. And then if you have bleeding after sex, that's something to go look into. And maybe if it's in like a hot minute since you got
mhm,
some, maybe that's normal. But if it's like a lot, because there can be things like polyps and all sorts of stuff
mhm,
going on. You need to get
mhm.
that checked out. And then if you are if you go through those 12 months of no period during menopause and then you start bleeding after, you should definitely go to your doctor as well to get that checked out
Absolutely.
because that's considered abnormal.
Mm,
Depression that's, like, ruining your life, if it's severe, if you have self-harming thoughts, that is not normal. You need to go see your doctor.
mhm.
Anxiety, same kind of idea. If you have chest pain, short of breath, if there's fainting going on, if you have any neurological symptoms or you're starting to get really bad headaches, unintentional significant weight loss, I would say weight gain too, because there's probably something
Yeah,
going on there if just all of a sudden you're doing nothing and maybe gaining a couple pounds is normal, but you shouldn't become a hippo for no reason.
thyroid
Um,
issues are very common.
Yes, exactly. And then symptoms of anemia, I think that goes back to if you're bleeding a lot,
Mhm.
that can be fatigue, dizziness, shortness of breath without running up the stairs. Can we go back to the fact that it doesn't matter how in shape you are, when you jog upstairs, you are always out of breath. I don't know why. The end.
I mean, I ran marathons and would get up
Mhm.
top of the stairs and be like, "Ooh, I need a minute." What is
Yeah,
it? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, do we hold our breath going upstairs? It's embarrassing. Like, I'll run down to get a cup of coffee. "Oh, I gotta get back up to my meeting," and I am here. Yeah. What were you doing? I don't wanna say I'd rather them think nefarious thoughts than tell them I just walked up the stairs.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
For sure, it is embarrassing, like,
Afternoon delight, obviously, what were you doing?
obviously,
Like, oh,
getting a nooner, what? Like,
fine, I walked up the stairs, okay? God. Do you live in a tower? No, it was just
no,
one flight of stairs.
flight of stairs, whatever.
Mind your business. Ugh. Yeah.
Okay, so I wanna go back to the gaslighting thing. One more thing I do wanna say about the
Mhm.
mood changes. This time, the perimenopause, menopause stage is where it can get very dangerous for women, and you see, like, a lot of women. Kate Spade, I'm thinking of in particular, she took her life during this time.
Kate Spade?
Yeah,
Like the pan bag one?
yeah,
Huh. I didn't know that.
but she was going through this menopausal stage and mood changes and all of that and,
Mm,
depression and all. So, if you are feeling that in any way at any stage in your life, obviously, but
yep.
especially this one, like, please get that checked out because it's a very dangerous stage for women,
Mhm.
with that. So, here's what I did. So, I am one of those people that I don't like, some people can function being a little sleep deprived, like, a little bit.
Not me.
So, I believe strongly there are a couple of other factors, but I believe strongly that this is the reason that I only had 2 children
I was
because
just gonna say, how did you have kids? That's one of my top reasons for not wanting to have kids, because I think I would be an evil, wicked stepmom, because if they wake me up, I can't do a night of no sleep.
so the sleep deprivation, it was like hostage breaking. That's I would have handed over my mother to get 4 hours of uninterrupted. Like, I was, like, not good. So and I thank God, like, after 8 weeks, like, the girls slept through the night, both of them, exact same time, 8 weeks, slept through the night, thank God, and you just make it through, but I am not one of those people that have been okay, like, ever in my life, like, staying up, like, people, like, pull all-nighters. What?
No,
Nighttime
I
is for
don't.
sleeping. I need to
I
sleep, I can get up early, but I cannot stay up late. Like, I just can't. So, for me, the night sweats breaking my sleep
Mhm.
and the hot flashes were like, I was like, as I was waving the flag, like, SOS, like, somebody, I need to find some fucking help. Like, I cannot. And it had been probably like 4 months. And I was like, I can't live like this. I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm not getting enough sleep. Like, I think perhaps I might commit a crime. Like, that's how I felt. I was not my best self. I knew it. And I was at
What crimes?
Uh, I mean, like, murder was definitely top
Oh,
of the list, like, it was.
okay. Yeah.
Mhm. And so, I remember talking to one of my friends, Echo, and she was saying there is a we have a mutual friend that is a doctor, and he specializes he had recently started specializing in hormone replacement therapy. And she had started doing the hormone replacement therapy with estrogen, it's estradiol, progesterone, and testosterone. And
Mhm.
she had started 2 months prior, and she was like, "I feel like a better person." She was like, "I feel like a completely different person. Like, I can't stress how much better I feel." And so, I called him the next day, got in. And here's another thing I wanna say to you all. If you are not in this menopausal stage, if you're, like, before it, get your hormones checked now get
a baseline.
baseline for where
Mhm.
your hormones are. It is so important because when I went in and they did my hormone testing, like what they saw for the average numbers was like low, like in the basement for estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, all of it, just basement level. But they didn't know what level I needed to be at to feel normal because some people function perfectly fine in the basement and
Mhm.
others do not. And
Yep.
so there was a little bit of kind of figuring out what I needed and the levels of medicine I needed in order to get me to a place where I felt good. But I will say that hormone replacement therapy changed my life. Within 3 days, I was sleeping through the night. Within 2 weeks, my hot flashes, night sweats completely gone. My joint aches stopped. Like all of the craziness went away and I felt my best self. And I was able to like figure out like, oh, I needed to eat before workouts and all of that. But none of that, I don't even think I would have been able to comprehend that
Yeah.
the place that I was in. So for me, I take pills for I take estradiol and I take progesterone, and then I also do a testosterone cream.
Uh-huh.
And I don't do the cream every day because that's not what my body likes. My body likes the cream once or twice a week, and that
Uh-huh.
works really well to keep me right where I need to be. But you have to figure that out. But that was life altering for me. And I cannot imagine how absolutely out of her mind my mother must have felt because I would watch her have hot flashes for years.
Mhm.
I
Years, man.
can't imagine how awful that felt. And the fact that I went through it for 4 months and truly considered a life of crime.
Crimes.
I did.
Mm.
I did.
Would have been a good crime star, though.
It would have been really good though, right? But again, there's no prosecco in prison, and so I remember this. And
Yeah. I think
yeah,
you could
you
have
know
run
what
a
I
cult.
mean?
You could have started a cult, though.
Maybe that would have
Cult
been
leader.
that would have been
Oh,
something. But yeah, so
we'll never
it's
know.
important. It's it's important to note though, but like the hormone replacement is not anti-aging. I want to say that to people as well. But I feel like a younger version of myself. I I feel so good. Like, and now I know, like, when I'm not sleeping, that's because I am stressed. Like, that is not because of
Yes.
my hormones. Like, I
Yeah.
understand this now. Like, if I am feeling depressed, that is because of that hormone level. It is not because of my estrogen, my progesterone, my testosterone. Like, not, it's not because of that. So, I think that is really, really important. And you and I talked about that a lot about hormone replacement. Yeah.
Yeah, and for some reason, I think there's a bit of a stigma around it.
Yeah.
Maybe that like, it's like, "You take hormones?" Like, it's sort of in the camp of, like, dudes if they're taking steroids.
Like
It
PDs.
feels
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's, like, thought of like that, like, you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And the reason that that we wanted to talk about this today is because, like, if you, Kelly, hadn't told me when I'm coming because a lot of the things that we're talking about, these symptoms, they are normalized. Like, it is normal for women to have low libido. That's just how it is. It's just a
Mhm.
constant tug at, like, "You're not young anymore. That's just you just don't care about that." And I'm like, "But
Mhm.
I want to care about that."
Mhm.
So anyway, but you were like, you kept telling me, you was like, "You need to get your hormone levels checked. Just get them checked." I'm like, "Ugh, I'm only 36. I'm only 37." Like, "That's fine." So I finally did it. And this shocking, I haven't told this to many people because it's not their business, but now I'm just sharing it for awareness purposes. I had, like, no testosterone,
Mhm.
which is funny 'cause, like, no one would no one would suspect that in Miss Bossy Pants over here, but that was the case. And there was a couple other things that had to be adjusted, and so they gave me some topical creams. We've been experimenting with that, and there's other things that, you can escalate
Mhm.
from there, but I'm just gonna say that that's helped a lot.
Yes,
Me
it's crazy.
and it's like, "Oh my god," like, okay,
Yeah,
okay. So
yeah.
it's not like you're not taking a shortcut or a
It's not
cheat code.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not like, and again, I don't have any problems with the weight loss drugs, just to be clear, but it's not, it feels like people would look at it again, it feels like the same sort of stigma as like, well, she lost weight. I bet she took weight loss drug, like as if it doesn't count
Yeah.
or something. Like, I'm sorry for making myself feel like a normal human again. If you have an infection, you take an antibiotic. If your hormone levels are not balanced and we have the ability to balance them, why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? And so one of the things that I know for sure, so in speaking to, like, I had a doctor that I really respect, because I did the research before I did any of this.
Yeah.
And I believe the book is called The Estrogen Effect. I'll look it up and make sure that's the right
It
name.
sounds like a book.
Yeah, but it goes into all of this as well.
Mhm.
But I had a doctor say to me, a medical professional say to me, like, you can't do hormone replacement therapy because you've had breast cancer. And my breast cancer was not affected by my hormones at all. Like, that's not the kind of cancer I
Yeah.
had. So please
Yeah.
talk to a medical professional. But the stigma behind it, and the reason why people are not talking about it, is they say, like, well, the myth was if you have estrogen, extra estrogen, you are higher risk of breast cancer.
Huh.
And the doctor that did that study later recanted his study and said that it was wrong, right? But
Oh,
nobody got the part that it was wrong.
no,
But
it's
here's the thought, and this is what my hormone replacement doctor said to me. If that were the case, there would be more 20 and 25-year-old women contracting breast cancer than
Mm,
40 to 50-year-old women.
that makes sense.
And I was like, that makes a ton of sense. Like, that's it. And so you always, please, you have to do what's best for your body. And I was told when I started the hot flashes, I did go to my gynecologist, and they gave me medicine that would help me sleep, but it's also been known to help mitigate some of the hot flashes, like some of the effects
Okay.
of that, which it did. And that is called trazodone.
Uh-huh.
It did help. It
Yeah.
did help me sleep, but it did not take it away. And so then a lot of times I would wake up groggy and
Yes, I
having
was just
been
gonna
sweating.
say that
And so that
I can't take any sleep aids, like, if there's, what is it? N not well, NyQuil, but then there's ZzzQuil. If
Sequel.
first of all, it didn't help me sleep, and then I just woke up and I felt like I had a hangover.
Yes. So there was that. So I did try that first. I did talk to my gynecologist and try that and see if that would work. And it just really didn't do what I needed it to do to feel like a normal person.
Sure.
And so I went this other route, and I cannot tell you how thankful I am for it. I cannot stress, like, how thankful I am for hormone replacement therapy. It
Mhm.
really it adjusted everything for me. But there are some other options for those that don't want to do that, the non-hormonal options, and this this is not box breathing. And not that
That's
anything is
great.
wrong with box breathing, but
I did say, yeah, but that's not gonna help your estrogen levels, man.
yeah. Yeah. You wanna get into this one?
Yeah, I don't even wanna get into it too much, but just,
Yeah.
like, because I
There
don't
are
know
other
enough
things.
about it. There's things that you can talk to your doctor about to help with
Yes.
mood regulation and things like Kelly was saying, right? Maybe it's not trazodone, but there's lots of different things if you don't feel like hormones are right, or maybe you get your hormones checked and they're fine. They're at fine levels, so you have something else going on.
Yeah.
So, the other one I wanted to touch on, though, is training changes, like
Yeah. Yeah.
workouts. And maybe some of you work out, maybe some of you don't. But one of the things that I started to notice is I feel like my body was beat up. Like, I always like to train a lot and I like to do CrossFit and like go hard all the
Mhm.
time. And then I started hurting myself more and I felt like my body was puffy. And so, long story long, less has become more. And I started doing more strength training and like less cardio. And I'm going to misquote some of this, but there's a few scientists, researchers, clinicians, whatever they are, that have started to do more research. And in fact, I don't remember if it's in perimenopause or menopause, but like even the percent of the weight that you're using, it changes. Like, I believe if you're in perimenopause or menopause, like using like 80% of your 1 rep max and doing more reps of that is better for you than try to like max out and go super heavy all the time,
Yep.
for instance.
Yep. It sure
Um,
is.
So less is more. And it doesn't mean that you have to compromise like the aesthetic that you want to see in your body. But what's worked for you up until this point is unlikely to work for you going forward. So just be open to changing how, like what you always done is maybe not what you need to do going forward. And so
Yeah.
when I noticed I worked out less and did more of like a, not bodybuilding, but like just like lifting and like less like crazy intense like metcons all the time,
Mhm.
my body was less puffy and I felt better. I actually had
Yeah.
energy to go about the rest of my day. So that was a huge one for me anyway.
Yeah, that was huge for me too, because in CrossFit, where I was going, it started taking me longer to recover
Yep.
from my CrossFit workouts. And so the two big changes I made, and again, you watched this with me, like I
Mhm.
stopped doing CrossFit and just started lifting. I was like, I don't know, Jenna, this just feels better. Like I'm watching y'all do all the CrossFitty things and I love you and I'm going to stay right here and keep lifting. And my body changed and behaved like I thought my body should. And I also started having protein before my workouts, just a little something. And it helped me, like I felt stronger. I was not as tired. Whereas literally my entire life, I've fasted, done fasting workouts first thing in the morning.
Yep.
And my body does not like that anymore. So those were like the big changes for me. No, like less cardio. I mean, some cardio, because yes, your heart, sure. But
Yeah.
less cardio, a lot of lifting, strength training. I rarely ever max out, and I have a little protein beforehand, and that has made all the difference for me. So, like, definitely take a look at that and see what makes your body happy.
Yeah. Just be open to
Mhm.
doing something new. And if it feels weird and off, like I'm like, there's no way that doing less, it can be more. It's like a theme in my entire life. But
Yeah.
it
Yes.
was. So
Yes.
so let's wrap up with I think we talked about this a little bit in the beginning, but there's 4 key myths I think that we are told and
Oh, yeah.
so we write off these things as not shifts in our body that we could use support to get through, but just things
Mhm.
that are our fault. And the first one is that women just aren't into sex. Look, there's a lot of different reasons why you may not have a libido. Your
That
partner
is
may just suck. You may be
Your partner
exhausted.
may not be it.
Correct. Like, so it's not just because your hormone levels are off, but if everything else is pretty good in your relationship and you just feel like, oh, I don't know what's wrong with me, just go get that checked because it's not normal to have 0. I'm not saying you want to have to like jump each other's bones every 5 seconds, but I don't even want to say it's not normal, but it's not just something to write off. Like, there's things to go check out to see what's going on with you.
Yep.
And maybe you need to go to therapy and work through some trauma. There's like a whole lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
don't just like give up that part of your life because it's just as awesome for women as it is for men. And I think if a man didn't have any libido,
Oh,
that would
hello.
be like,
Hello. Viagra, all the studies in the world, billions of dollars. Let's just give you some money and fix that.
right. So it's just because we're not horn dogs doesn't like men are and gross doesn't mean that we don't have that drive and shouldn't have that part of our life be just as pleasurable. And like that's this new little soapbox that I've gone on because I've lived most of my life thinking that, well, that's just how it is for women. And you just have to I don't know, that's just
Yeah.
how it is, something to deal with and feel bad about. And it's not.
Turns out, girl, it is not. It is not.
Hooray!
Woo!
Someone who's in my
Got it.
household is excited about that as well.
Another one is you're lazy. So, if you're waking up with night sweats and your mood is shit, and I mean, it's not necessarily that you're lazy, you are dysregulated. Also, if you want to rest, they can fuck all the way off. Rest too. But
Rest.
come
Rest
on,
is
man. But
allowed.
yeah, this your lazy bit, at this point in your life, yeah, that's not necessarily the case at all. Like not even remotely close. And I doubt you, Odd Squad, are lazy.
No, I don't think
So
any of you are lazy.
no.
Unless you like pick a lazy Sunday, and that's totally allowed.
Yeah, I love
Encouraged.
those.
in
Love
fact.
those. Yeah.
The third of the 4 we want to highlight, just eat less. Actually, undereating can worsen all of your symptoms.
Yes.
worsen sleep, your cravings, your stress response, your midsection fat, whatever it is, that can make it worse.
Yep.
So it's make sure all of your levels and your things are regulated, and you might need to change up how you eat, right? Maybe you need more protein and less carbs than you needed before. Maybe you need higher fats. And maybe you do need to eat slightly less, or you can't, not even less, but maybe your metabolism is not going to let you get away with eating a whole pizza on a Saturday night like you used to when you were 20. But I literally remember people, like women when I was growing up, and they're like, well, I can only have this tiny little bit now because I just gained weight so easy. And I'm like, I don't want to get old. I'm hungry just thinking about it.
Oh my
And
gosh.
eat
I
like a half a cup of oatmeal and 3 nuts.
like, girl, I was around, I'm trying to say this in a way that I stopped myself. I was around 3 small framed white women. We're all around the same age, and they were discussing like how little they eat and how this is just their life, and I'm looking at them. uh, That is not the answer. That is not the answer. Stop starving yourselves.
You know
Like,
what's going to make me commit crimes? Being hangry
yeah.
all the time. You
Mhm.
cannot be happy if you are just hungry.
No, you can't. You cannot. You cannot. And the final one is like, it's just stress. So stress matters, yes. Perimenopause is also defined with a biological transition with known symptoms and patterns and evidence-based treatment. So make sure that even the stress and the overwhelm is heightened during this time.
Mhm.
So don't think twice about talking to someone and getting help for that. Like, don't even think twice about it. It is, like I said, I felt crazy. I felt like out of my mind. And my stress level was heightened because for me, I was not sleeping at all. But talk to somebody. And if it doesn't feel right, talk to somebody else.
Yes, I've been using Ways to Well. Kelly's practitioner is great if you're in this area. Ways to Well does telehealth things online, but they just start with having you do a total blood panel. They
Mhm,
helped figure out
mhm.
my stomach issues. It's great. So
Yeah. Yeah, I go
just
to
asking
Dr.
questions.
Yeah, and if you yeah, I go to Dr. Steve Gershon in this
Yep,
area, and
yep.
Steve is amazing, is brilliant, and I can't say enough good things about him. So, if you are talking to someone, again, I talked to my gynecologist, and they
Yep.
gave me trazodone and wished me well, and while
Uh-huh.
that will be helpful for some people, I'm sure, it just was not it for me, and I did not stop there. I did not accept that. That
Yep.
was not enough for me.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
just
my doctor told me that. It's just maybe you're just stressed. I'm like, well, yeah, but I've
Mhm.
always been stressed. I woke up, I was born this way. Like, I came out the womb like, ugh. Anyway, so we'll wrap up here, but we wanted to let you on Squad feel seen if you have not felt that way already. Kelly
Yeah.
did that for me, someone else did that for Kelly, and it's just super important. So we wanted to kind of spread that. So you are not failing. Your body might be changing. That's okay. And you
Mhm.
deserve a practitioner, a doctor, a whatever care from someone or some group that treats you like a human that's deserving of having sleep and not sweating and having a libido and
Yeah.
more than 3 almonds for breakfast.
Jesus.
You are not a problem to shrink. You are not just, "Oh, it's fine, just you're just not tough enough." Like, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
And I will say one little thing, and just a side note, like, before we say goodbye, so when you get to this menopausal point in your life, just this little side note, little thing we're not celebrating, you don't have a period, and if you've done your hormone replacement, you have a libido, and so that's just something to celebrate in itself. So I just
Yeah, but also I've heard stories of people that think their period's done and then they get knocked up on accident. So, like, also check
be
yourself
careful. Sure, be
before you
careful. Make sure that's
get a
well,
miracle baby in your 40s, unless you want
uh,
one, then go for it.
it's true. So, we got some homework for you guys if you are struggling.
Or if you don't know
Um,
that you're struggling, maybe you're unsure. You're like, "I
or
still am
maybe
not
you're
sure
sure.
if
Yeah.
I'm having symptoms or if I just need to go on a 3-week vacation."
It could be either. It could be either. So write down your top 3 symptoms, how often they're happening, and what they're costing you. Like your sleep, your relationships, workouts, work performance, joy.
Right.
And take that to a clinician who actually knows menopause care. We don't have to do this quietly. We should not be doing it quietly because everyone goes through it. Like
Everyone.
everyone. And so truly, like, talk to people. I really just think this is a conversation we should be having more freely and openly all the time. So
Mhm.
start talking to your friends. They're going through the same things too. Promise.
Yeah. And if your partner is maybe going through this, be careful. Don't approach them if they are having a bad day and say, maybe you have perimenopause symptoms. Maybe don't do that. But
Maybe you write them a little note. You write them a little note.
yeah, like, hey, I've noticed that you seem like you're like something's off with you. Like, I don't
Mhm.
think you're feeling because it can be validating for someone externally to notice like something is different, right? Because
Mhm.
it's easy to get in our own heads and think, well, I'm just stressed. This is just me. I just need to suck it up and be better.
Yeah.
But being someone else's partner who maybe is going through this, you probably have noticed if there are changes. Like they always remember where everything is and they can now never find the keys. And just,
Mhm.
things approach it gently. I like the note.
A little note probably is going to be a good thing
I
because
love you so
also
much. Are
if
you
your
okay?
partner is going through this, their give a fuck meter is tanking. I'm telling you right now. And so
Yeah, and you might get the answer that, "I'll tell you what's wrong, you."
so be careful there.
Proceed with caution. Maybe wear, like, a helmet.
This is fun. We're going to have to do more today.
Yep, I think so. So hopefully this was helpful, or keep it in your back pocket for later, because if you're a female, it's gonna happen to you at some point. Woohoo!
Yay.
Remember,
Yay.
Perry party.
Yes, Perry parties. That's going to be fun. Love those.
All
Right.
right.
Later, taters.
Bye. It would be audacious of you to do a few quick things for you and for us. First, hit that follow or subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Then, share this with someone who needs a little more audacity in their life. And if you're feeling generous, leave us a review and a 5-star rating. It helps way more than you think. Want more? Head to theaudacityeffect.com for episodes, our favorite things, and merch. And don't be a stranger, come hang out on IG at @the_audacity_effect.
That's a